You look so sexy, you really turn me on. Blow my mind every time I see your face, girl. You look so sexy, you really turn me on. Blow my mind every time I see your face, girl. I've been watching you for so very long, trying to get my nerve built up to be so strong. I really want to meet you, but I'm kind of scared, 'cause you're the kind of lady with so much class. Get my thoughts together for the very next day. But when I see you, shorty, I forget what to say. Your eyes and your hair, such a beautiful tone. The way you dress and walk, it really turns me on. Ooh, turn me on. Come on, yeah. Come and talk to me. I really wanna meet you. Can I talk to you? I really wanna know. Come and talk to me, my baby. I really wanna meet you. Can I talk to you? Oh yeah. I really wanna know you. There you are again, with the same smile each day, yeah. I wanna know what it is that makes you feel this way, yeah. I wish I could grab you, tell you what it means to me, yeah. See you walking my way, it really makes my day, yeah. Before I go to sleep, yeah, drink about you. I'm a single man, I hope that you are single too. Oh, tomorrow I say something to set my mind free, yeah. Curiosity is bugging the hell out of me, yeah. Oh, I really wanna meet you. I wanna know. I really wanna know you. I really wanna meet you. Can I talk to you? Oh, yeah. Baby, tell me your name. Oh, yeah, girl. Girl, I wanna know your name. Yes, I do. Tell me your name. Oh, yeah. I really wanna know you.
All right. Y'all heard that right? The song said, "Come and talk to me." Is that what he said? The boy said, "I really want to know your name." Do y'all remember that song? Do y'all remember that song, "Come and Talk to Me"? Listen, are you old enough to remember "Come and Talk to Me"? Let me get my girls in here. Sinette,
Hey,
Andrew,
sis.
hey, y'all.
I was over here jamming. I was in the
Girl,
wheelchair. I
listen
had
to
to
the
twerk
truth.
a little bit.
Did they
Um,
not cover that song or what? Because I don't like people that mess with Jodeci too much. But they did a Jodeci cover of "Come and Talk to Me." I don't know about you, but I felt that thing.
I felt this so good. I was twerking,
Well,
Oh,
you better twerk and
you
work
better
now.
twerk.
You
and
better
I'm
twerk.
in the wheelchair. You know how hard it is to twerk in a wheelchair?
I
Okay.
don't know how, girl, but I trust you, girl.
I had
Go
to,
with God.
I had to
Go with God.
make sure my brake was on and hold on to the chair like, yeah, yeah.
Listen,
I,
let me tell y'all that song. It's something about that song and Casey and JoJo growing up in the church. It take you to church. It's an R&B song, but it's really got a Come and talk to me, Jesus. It got it's got a Jesus tune. You can make that thing churchy.
A lot of these songs had that like back rhythm. You can tell that
Yes,
they sung in church, even though it wasn't
yes, that's
church
what it is.
love. But
Cousin, it's
you
that
can
it's
tell
that
they had that good
background.
home church training. Let's say that.
That's
I'm
right.
gonna cut my backlight on. I'll be right back.
Okay. Hey, Kenyatta. Hey, Sister Rhonda. Y'all coming through here. Listen. So you probably gonna say, now how's she gonna pray after playing? Come and talk to me like this. Father,
Like
in the name
this.
of Jesus, I thank you, Lord, for bringing my girls and I together for this Girl Chat Weekly. We are so excited to have our fellowship, our time of just us as girls, just to kick back, relax, and talk about our issues, the good, the bad, and every flavor in between. God, be with us on this podcast. Let something be said or done that lifts a bowed down head. You know what we each stand in the need of. So I'm going to ask you to supply every need. Open the doors that we need to be open, close the ones that should be closed, so that we can be well in every area and dimension of our lives. In Jesus' name, amen. Yep,
Amen.
I did a whole R&B opening and a whole prayer.
And did.
And did. And did. So listen, y'all. So tonight, we've been talking, me and NJ. NJ is on my singles page. Shameless plug. Metro Detroit Professional Christian Singles. If you fall in one of them categories, go on over there and request to join, because I need to get as much traffic and traction over there so I can slowly but surely migrate to the My Forever Love marriage page and spend some time over there. I'm gonna go between the two because I think married people and single people can help each other.
Mm-hmm.
I think that there are some tidbits and some hints and tricks that we can talk about amongst each other. I don't believe that a married couple should shun their single friends.
Okay.
I'm just not there. Yeah, we go on a couple dates, but I still got my girls, and they didn't shun me when I wasn't married. So why would I do that now? So I
Because
just
married people can give me good advice and
come
how to get
on,
a
Mr.
man,
Cat. Come
how to keep a
on.
man.
Yes.
You know.
Yes. Yes, absolutely. I believe that. I believe that we should be able to come together and learn and glean from one another. Looking back on my dating history, I should have at least 7 books that describe my dating life. I started off kind of on the young side, not because I wanted to. I would just say, and not to start off so heavy, but childhood trauma and sexual abuse can sometimes catapult a child into an adult sexual mindset when she don't even know where she at. She just know, I guess it's what I'm supposed to do. So some of us entertain the opposite sex early because of stuff that happened to us. And then we finally get to an age where you say, that probably wasn't right. You probably shouldn't be touching me, old man. I
Right.
probably shouldn't be dating you. I am 14 and you are getting an AARP card on a monthly basis. But you don't know that when you're in it. And as an obese child that had not low, but no self-esteem, and the boys literally did not look at me in that particular way. Rhonda says she's getting some background noise. Is anybody else out there getting that noise? Simone, can y'all let me know if y'all? I don't hear it personally, but I want to see if
My
anybody.
window was open, so they might hear my neighbors outside talking.
Yes, Simone, the whole AARP card. But sometimes in your naivety, Pandora's box is opened, and many children. Okay, thank you, Rhonda. I don't know where it's coming from. Simone says she don't hear it, sis. And you subject yourselves or open yourselves up, or your heart is opened up to whosoever will. Can we just be real about that?
Can I add something like piggyback
Yes,
to what you're saying? I
yes.
had a similar but for the same reason that you went through it, I had the opposite effect where it made me scared of guys.
Okay.
That I was scared of that, and I'm still like that as an adult. I'm scared of
Mm.
getting taken advantage of. So
Mm-hmm.
I probably lost out on a lot of good men because I
Mm-hmm.
was overly judgmental because I didn't want to be used.
Mm-hmm.
So I
And
probably
it gets us differently. Childhood
right.
trauma affects everybody differently.
And it
Nicole,
could be
you
the
have
same
anything you want
exact
to say?
thing, but we react. Because I
Mm-hmm.
was trying to protect myself from
That's
being
it.
taken advantage of. And like I said, I probably lost a lot of good men I could have had because I was overly protective. Or, like, if I can be honest, I think
Yes.
I damaged a lot of relationships that I was in
Mm.
because I
Ooh,
wanted them to break up with me for no reason when it's something we
wow.
could have worked out.
That's deep, Sinette, to even recognize that. How you may have played a part in terminating what could have been maybe a good relationship
Right.
because your trauma found its way um into the relationship. And
But
that is
then,
happening today. I'm 48 and just got married at 41, no, 43. And that happened to me. I'm not even sure, you can't unknow what you know, but yet you got to balance it so you don't make everybody else pay for
for what
somebody else's.
someone else did.
Ooh, that's deep. NJ, chime on that, girl.
Childhood trauma taught me to stay no matter what.
Mm. Woo,
Childhood
Wow.
trauma taught me
Jesus.
to, as long as they say I love you, it doesn't matter if their actions follow suit because they told you they love you.
Woo wee.
Childhood trauma taught me to
Come on
accept.
back in here, girl, because that was deep.
Childhood trauma taught me to accept whatever because at least you getting something.
Woo.
Mm-mm-mm.
That's heavy on me.
Yeah.
That's real talk, though.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's real talk. Because if, especially if you were traumatized, as in my case, by an authoritative figure,
Right.
and in your mind, it's like, do I fight? Do I freeze? Do I flee? A triggered stress response takes place. I froze because
Right.
I could not believe I was having an out of body, this can't be happening to me experience. This is my stepfather. This is the man who has relations with my mother. What possible sexual gratification could
As
this
a kid,
grown
I'm a little
man?
kid. I ain't even mature enough to know what's going on.
And that's what Sanette, I was confused. Like, if I say something, am I being disrespectful? Is this normal? Is this love? Is this puberty? I mean, what the heck is this? I want to address something that Simone just said. And I'm going to put this on the screen, Simone, because you volunteered to be honest. I'm going to be honest. I struggled with pornography for so long after being sexually violated. First of all, Simone, I'm proud of you for even saying that. And thank you for even being comfortable enough to go there here. I didn't have that struggle, but masturbation was my struggle. Once somebody is violating you, it could literally make you either hypersexual or you just freeze up, like Sinette said, don't touch me. It affects us differently, Simone. Go ahead,
Or you
Nicole.
get a combination of everything. You like,
Right.
you
When
know, it's
when
crazy.
when you're sexually violated, let's look at a different aspect of it.
Okay.
The demon that's on them is now on you.
Jesus.
So therefore, whatever is transferred, whatever it is that they struggled with, 9 times out of 10,
The one that's being violated picks up that because
Jesus.
demons are transferable, spirits are transferable.
Woo.
Energy.
So, therefore, what we look at as, well, why do I have this struggle? Or where did it come from? It came from something that they didn't heal from.
Mm.
So now it becomes our demon to attack.
Wow.
Involuntarily, it becomes our, but not even just sexually violated. When you lay down with somebody,
Come on, soul ties.
what are you picking up? My
Jesus.
grandmother always used to say, you lay down with a dog, you're going to get up with fleas.
Yes.
So, what are we picking up when we're not making a conscious decision upon who we're choosing to lay down with? Because some people suffer with demons that we know nothing about. We
We
don't
don't
even have
even
a
know.
we don't even have a conversation with them before laying down with them. So, what are we picking up and then acting, or I'm not even going to say acting, dealing with every single thing that they have fought with. Now it is now our battle because we unconsciously lay down in the dog's pen.
Jesus. Jesus. Simone says, I didn't even know I was being sexually. Oh, let me get it back on the screen. My computer moving slow. I didn't even know that I was being sexually assaulted at the time. When you're a child, Simone, you may not know. You may not understand what's happening to you in that moment. It wasn't meant to happen. You're not even adult enough to even understand what's happening. That's when it's not consensual, or it could even be consensual. Let me go back there. So, okay, let's break this down. Somebody manipulates you into thinking they love you, and you're a tender young age, and they're an adult. It's a crime.
Or even they can, it at this point it's not even, they can be 16 and you're 14.
True.
It's still wrong in my
True.
eyes.
And
It's
there's some
still wrong.
coercion and manipulation involved, where they're leading you to think what they're doing is good for you. It may even feel good to you. The body don't know the difference half the time. Our bodies can respond to it, and it can be totally wrong. My sister LaBrenda
Guess she froze.
So clearly there's something that she about to testify about that the devil don't want to get out. So we gonna claim that all internet issues, all technology issues, they end right now because this podcast is gonna go forth no matter what,
Yes,
even if
God.
we have to start it and restart it again, because this is a necessary conversation that too many people are not having. So the devil, go on about your business and let this go forth, because it's some information that some people are needing. Go bother somebody else or just go sit
yes,
down somewhere, because we're
yes,
gonna get out what needs to be get out in Jesus' name.
in Jesus'
Amen.
name. And we're back. And we're back. So in the process, Simone, because you bring up a very good point, as children, especially in my case of being an obese child, and all really I wanted was to be attractive to somebody,
To be loved.
to be loved, to be loved. That's all I wanted. Hey, Will Bravado, my brother in the house. Thank you for coming in. Thank you. And so the first person that presented that to me, especially if parents are not the foundation of a child's viewpoint of love,
Are we teaching children what love is?
that part.
You gotta have the car conversations with your kids, no matter and I think you had that
Woo.
conversation before, sis. Told my, it's never too early to start.
That
And I
that
hate to
was our
say it.
conversation. Exactly. And when that doesn't happen, when you, mama, daddy, aunties, good evening, Auntie Diane, villagers, when someone doesn't grab that child and
And
snatch
have
them
that
up and
talk.
tell them what love is and what love is not.
And
Okay?
be an example to your kids.
Woo!
Because most kids mimic what their parents and grandparents and aunts and uncles, older siblings, they
Mm-hmm.
mimic that behavior. You
Mm-hmm.
think a kid is not watching, but as someone that worked in daycare, I had one little boy told me his mother was a stripper and he was only like 4 or 5 years old. No more she
Wow.
was sliding up and down the pole. He didn't really grasp what it was, but the way he described it, he was like his now she could have been doing a workout type of thing. I don't know, but the way he made it sound like she was a stripper, and
Okay.
she used to leave him in daycare, which I did not like. And I say this again to every parent: don't
Mm-hmm.
never leave your child unattended in the daycare center.
Come on.
With
Wow.
I mean, the secretary was a good person, but she's not responsible for your kid.
Mm-hmm.
Even if you leave your kid with them, legally they don't have to watch your kid. And I'm walking into the school and they're trying to bring the kid that's sleeping on the couch. Come on, I mean, some parents used to get mad, but I said if I'm not there, then you gotta wait.
Right.
I know
Right.
you late for work, but it is what it is.
I want to address Simone. She says, but I really wasn't a child. I was a young teen or adult. It's the same thing. If
Yeah.
you were manipulated into believing that the act that they were doing was right, and you were led to believe that, oh, you should let me do this and that. If there was any kind of coercion, manipulation, it's wrong, Simone.
And can I
It's
just
wrong.
add one more thing? I don't want no one in church to get mad at me, but these conversations need to happen in church too.
Amen.
Because
Amen. And
some are
Selah.
some are so covered in they have no idea about the outside world, the true outside world. So when they're going to work, they go to college as a 18, 19, 20 year old, they just fall for the first. So church family have to really have that deep hardcore, no matter how much they hate the outside secular world, have that talk with their kids so their kids
Real
are
talk.
prepared.
How can you have a conversation with children that was never had with you? Are we
Ooh-wee.
passing down um, how to be, I don't want to say naive, but are we passing this down from generation to generation? If
We
your
are.
mother didn't have a conversation with you and her mother didn't have a conversation with her, and continuing on and on and on, are we not passing this down? And when do we
But
decide to break this generational curse? But even when we decide to break it, how do we have an intelligent conversation about it if the conversation was never had to us, or we were never in the room when the conversation was had?
you know what I say, when you recognize it's something that needs to be done, because you have to figure, like, each of us are gonna learn something different. So you have to figure out, like, I'm someone, I can talk about it, but I also need facts and read a book. So I need both sides. I like to hear the good, the bad, the ugly, the spiritual. I need everything. I need all the information. So we have to talk, because my grandmother didn't talk to my mother. My mother didn't talk to me. I read books. So I learned a lot through books. And if I'm being real, I learned a lot from the street dudes because they taught me what not to do. They
Let me
taught
tell
me.
you what my girlfriend, my sister Teresa Callahan said. Teresa Callahan came on my show. We did a show about how we talk to kids about spirituality. She said, and I think it applies here. Before she even gave birth to her children, she prayed and asked God to teach her how to parent. When you do that, you say to God, whatever my mom didn't talk to me about,
I
if
gotta
my
talk
dad
about.
didn't tell me I was pretty,
Right,
God, I need you to cover what I don't have.
right.
You gave me this child. No parent is perfect, and no kid comes with a cover to cover A to
Instructor.
Z manual. You
Right.
literally is guiding you. And if the other parent is around, thank God. If they're not, it's guiding you. And maybe your village. So you say, God, before they even come out of my womb, I need you to anoint this pregnancy, anoint me as the vessel that you have used to bring this child here, because I'm an imperfect vessel. Broken people can conceive kids. Jacked up people are conceiving kids.
And have the most.
Anxious people, bipolar people. You got the genitalia, you got the eggs, you got the skillet, you qualify. Here it is.
Boom.
We're not perfect. We coming in here, some of us out of the foster system. Some of us coming in here out of drug addicted parents.
Just folks
we gotta be somebody's parent. If we don't, we gotta ask God. We gotta say, God. And for me, I wasn't married. So God, I repent for the act, but I will never call Gabrielle Harris a mistake. So since you allowed me to carry her this way, I'm gonna need you to help me be the best mama that I can be. My mama didn't hug me a lot. She didn't say I love you a lot. No shade. I love you, mama, but the truth is the truth. But I'm about to give birth to this child with all my imperfections, with all my inhibitions and quirks, and with all of that. That baby is inside of me with all of that. So, great question, NJ. But we got to go back to saying, God, and then when they get here, keep praying the same prayer. Don't stop. When they come out, I'm still praying. And Gabby is 20. God, teach me how to be an example of a godly woman in front of this child, because she may not be a child by law. She will always be my child.
Okay.
I can be 100 and she can be, 76. So that has to be a consistent prayer. You gave me one job, Lord. And I want to do this one job with this baby right until she gets to be a certain age where she can make her own decisions. And even then, I want to be a good mama to where she needs to lean on me.
Yep.
She can do that without me crippling her.
Right.
But she can glean from my own experience. My baby and I are extremely close. We talk about everything. My mother and I, we were not talking about much of anything. It's the polar opposite. But as a mama, I said, this got to be different.
Yep. Break the cycle.
She'll come and lay on me. And at first I was like, oh, what's that? Because I didn't get to do that with mama. Mama worked so hard that she come home so torn up. She didn't feel like me laying on her. So when Gabby did it, at first I was like, okay, okay, I got it. Okay. LaTanya, this is called affection. Right. This child came from you. She is a part of you, and a part of her needs you. And to be honest, I don't think that will ever go away. A part of me
it's a natural need. It's a natural affection.
Wanted so badly to just lay on my mama. Even now, I'm 48. She's 69. A part of me regrets that I don't just go over there like I used to and just crawl up in her bed and watch a movie. We were built this way, y'all. And I learned doing some training today that when a child comes to you as a parent and you deny that, okay, something happens in their brain
and in their heart.
My God. And you wonder why the child behavior is a little different, because they need you. You are, and I don't want to sound blasphemous when I say this, you are God. until they know who God is.
Yeah.
You come on.
Yeah.
You're
Until
that example.
until they know who God is, you, mama, are a little God because you got them here. My God, my God. This is we talking about dating, but we gotta go to the foundation. We had to go there. Hi, Teresa. Hey y'all. Thank you, CEO, for coming in and helping me because I got a little. Woo, I didn't think this would be so heavy. But how we date comes a lot from how we were raised.
How we choose our mate is based
Ooh,
upon
wee.
how we saw our father treat our mother.
Ooh, wee.
Would we accept, maybe fortunately or unfortunately,
Jesus.
is what we saw growing up. Now we
Jesus.
Right.
get to determine whether or not what we accept and what we don't accept. But from a woman's aspect, when you didn't necessarily receive the love of a father, you go searching for a father.
Yes, you do. Oh, yes, you do.
So you and vice versa. From conversations I've had with different men, what they didn't get from a mother, they're seeking that love and affection and that handle it because it wasn't handled for them as a child.
Ooh, baby.
So what are we showing our children when they're watching us through these dating phases of what to look after? Because if a girl isn't loved by her daddy, that's all she gonna search for. That's
Ooh.
all. I don't care how you try to put it. That is all that she is going to search for. She's going to search for the provider, the protector, the one that's affectionate, the one that covers her no matter what.
Yes.
So
My
she's going
God.
to look for that until she finds that. And in between time, she's going to accept whatever it is that she can get because she didn't get it when she was growing up. Something as simple as a hug. If we
Woo.
find a man that shows affection, then we think he's the one, when in reality, he's using the affection negatively because he knows that's what we seek in.
Wow.
Yep.
Searching for love in the wrong places, Auntie Diane. You hit the nail on the head because as Nicori was talking, I could hear you looking for the missing link. You look for what you were missing. I saw a question in here from my sister that I want to address from Elder Latresa. Let me see if I can get it up here. What if your mother was deceased during your early childhood? It's a good question. Good question. All I could say, sis, is if mama wasn't there, then who's the next person? Is there auntie? Is there grandma? Is there the Sunday school teacher? I
Or the
mean,
cousin.
a child needs someone that's gonna be that consistent person. They children and adults to be we seek consistency.
Mm-hmm.
For me, it wasn't my mom, it was grandmother. My grandmother was very instrumental in my upbringing because my mother, and again, I love Minister Ruth King, and I know some of y'all know her. I'm not trying to make you feel uncomfortable. It's my show, it's my truth. Because she was so adamant about her career, and I don't blame her for that. That career fed us. The job whipped her so much, and she was married. And my stepdad, may he rest in peace, had several small children, so finances were an issue. She oftentimes was just overloaded. So her mother, my grandmother, who I went to school from her house. She was like everything. That was my source. And then my auntie, who was my mama's best friend, no blood relation, but we met when I was 6, became the next source. So I had sources of love and affection and consistency, and even today, because of some issues that I'm having with my mom and I, we're not all the way there. My grandmother is gone, but my auntie is still like my mom. So when a child has deficits in the line where there's mom, auntie, whoever, whenever there's a deficit there, They need a replacement.
Mm-hmm.
They need a human being to be the source of that love. And unfortunately, when they can't find that, they get it from the streets or they get it from older men who can smell the desperation. They can smell it. And
Yep,
they
or see
call
it.
them predators. We're going to call them predators. You know, what we did not experience as a child, we searched for as an adult. So, great question, Elder Rice, because as a kid, my mother lived in the same house as me. I believe to this day that she loves me because she's living, but I don't believe we were connected. I don't.
I
And it's
think
probably because they didn't have affection as kids. Our grandparents might not have had affection as kids. Like you say, it's that generational domino effect that no one has it. And some people can try and give it to us good, but some, on the other hand, you have those that don't. So it's like a
Right.
double-edged sword. You dagged if you do, dagged if you don't.
That's right. Diva D Worldwide. Good evening. Go ahead, Nicori.
I think even speaking from experience, my mother and father were in my household all of my life until my father was killed at the beginning of my senior year of
My
high
God.
school. That affected me. I was 16. That affected me as a young adult. It doesn't just affect you as a child, it affects you as an adult
Yes.
because I was still not even say, I'm not even going to say was, I'm going to be real honest. I'm still searching for that. I just want somebody to say they got me and they really got me.
Ooh, that's all we really want.
That
And
Mhm.
that may be men and women.
I think that's something
Wow.
that we're forever trying to pull and get and grasp. And God, please don't forget about me because I just want someone to have me, whether
Mm,
good times, bad times, it doesn't matter. So I think
yes.
you still struggle with that as a
Mhm.
young adult, as a middle-aged adult, as a older adult, when you haven't received it or
Mhm.
it's suddenly taken away from you. You
Mhm.
feel like, okay, I gotta go get it. I gotta go find it. But
Yes.
in the searching of it, we accept way less than what it is that we deserve because at some point you get to a point, man or woman, you feel like, well, maybe that's all I'm going to get.
Right.
Maybe that's
Got
all
another
I'm worth, or maybe that's all. I just got to accept it. But
right.
in reality, if you're poured into
Ooh.
from adolescent to teenage,
Yes.
even
Poor
young
y'all. Poor.
adult, the pour is necessary
Oh, yes, it
because
is.
without the pour, the vessel is empty. So if it's
Ooh.
empty, anything can pour into it, whether it's tainted or pure, it'll pour
Yes.
into it.
Absolutely.
So we forever searching for somebody to pour into us, and then we
Forever.
accept tainted,
Forever.
dirty water.
Come
That's
on.
that won't even. That's not even supposed to be in our vase. We holding dirty water because we just want somebody to pour
Want
into
something to be
us.
in there. Let me
That's
get to
it.
Latissa's next question. What if your father was present, but all you saw growing up was him engaged in a homosexual relationship? There are so many different family dynamics that impact how we date. Yes, Elder, that would impact how everything that's happening in your home. It sets the foundation of what you expect
And what do
when
you
you grow up,
accept?
and expect and accept. That's your entry point into the world. That is your entry point into the world. So as a child, that's all you will know. That's all you will know. And we don't think about that when we're dating and when we bump heads sometimes, that maybe we are seeing differently because we've been in different situations. You
Mm-hmm.
don't see my life through my glasses. I don't see your life or life period through your glasses. We have different experiences. Tracy Curry says yes. Latricia Rice says that's good. Say you got me and mean it. Hashtag no lies.
No
So
lies.
instead of preach to Corey Joyce, Auntie Diane says you can't pour from an empty cup. And Simone says, I agree, Miss Rice. I mean, when we are dating, y'all, I don't think that we see dating as this complex mechanism, or as relationships can be a complex mechanism. You are bringing everything that you are, and they're bringing whatever they want to bring of themselves, what you want to present to the other person, and you're deciding if there's a compatible match. They're probably not going to show you the truth in the beginning.
Representation.
Woo! They're going to come with whatever your dating profile said on comecheckmeout.com or meetmeatmidnight.com, whatever websites y'all got now, because I'm married, I don't know. Black folks meet, aliens meet, whatever y'all doing. They're going to look at your profile in many cases and try to become, okay, what you said you wanted. Ask me how I know. I did plentyoffish.com. I did eHarmony.com. Well, eHarmony said they couldn't help me. They said eHarmony gave me a 22-page questionnaire. At the end said, girl, you best go become a nun. Joyful, joyful Lord. Girl, you better go become a nun. We ain't got nothing, no fish for you. But in many cases, the men would look at my profile. It says I was saved. It said I love to walk by the water. It said I love a good meal. It said I'm a family woman. It said all these wonderful things. Sometimes your profile says too much. Another show. But they literally took that and became actors and became everything I wanted in my profile.
So how do you know when to be honest? How do you know when someone asks, well, what do you like to do? Or what don't you like to do? Or what are you looking for? Or what would be the perfect scenario or situation? When do you know what to give and what not to give? Because if you don't, if you're withholding information, are you kind of lying?
Lying by omission, maybe. And with me, I went from let me just tell you about your girl. When I dated, this is just LH, okay? Wasn't no G. I was so obsessed with the idea of marriage that after one chicken wing and one cup of Sprite, I let it all out. I scared him. And I think I wish I would have, if I was to go back and redo it, I think you should give it to him in small chunks. Hey, what do you like to do? Let him respond. Feed off of that. See where there's some commonalities. Okay, well, tell me about your spiritual life. Get the answer. Feed off of that. I almost think you should give it to people in palatable, digestible chunks so you can see what the responses are. And I can tell a liar. I got a radar. The Holy Ghost will give you a good lie detector. And I can see them trying to make up stuff or avoiding certain questions. Let me get to this question right here. Latrice, I strongly agree that our experiences or lack thereof highly affect who and how we date, and what we see from our parents will set the tone of how or who we date. Yes, and what outlook is. The lens we see things from is formed by our experiences. Yes. So to answer your question, Corey, I believe in a dating atmosphere, you need to go slow and have the patience to do that. Because if you go full throttle and they don't, you almost feel like, why am I doing this? And am I out of place for saying all of this? There should be a dialogue. There should be an exchange. First of all, if he don't want to talk, I was told I talk too much. So if you don't want to talk to me, how am I gonna get to know you?
But the art of dating is gone. There
True.
there is no dating.
True.
There is no courting. There is no pick up the phone and have a conversation. We too busy texting WYD and all these other abbreviations that I be needing my kid to explain to me what does it mean, because I
Ooh,
don't know what they're talking
girl.
about.
Talk
There
about it.
there is no let's go out to let's find a restaurant we've never been to before, either one of
Come
us, and try
on.
something new. Let's go sit by the water and appreciate the goodness of the Lord and
Come
just talk
on.
about something. So, yes, I said water, I'm country. Let's go sit
Water.
let's go sit by the water
Come
and get to
on.
know each other. We don't have to always date at night. You can do stuff during the
Girl,
daytime.
hold on. Stop. Because somebody put in the comments, we don't have to always date at night. But what did the songwriter say comes out at night?
The freaks come out at night. My great grandmother used to teach me nothing was open past 1 o'clock but legs and liquor stores.
Come on here.
So therefore, we can go to the zoo and go to the butterfly house and
Ooh,
sit in it and
Jesus.
enjoy it. We can go and do stuff together during the day. Everything does not have to be at night, at the club, at the bar. What you doing? Come through, come over.
What
No.
are you, a vampire?
Let's learn how to do some things and learn each other when the light is outside, so I can really see what you look like.
I want to see what you look like. Latricia says, so true. Save your text messages for business. Let's get to know each other for real. See, that's the thing. And Simone, you're right. We don't always have to date at night. Here's the part. You got to watch the signs. If they're only asking you to come through at night, asking you what you got on or what you don't have on, they don't want to come out and be seen with you in the day.
Come on.
They ain't nowhere to be found during the day.
Come on.
Chances are you are one of many.
You are not the only one.
You are a part of a directory.
If
You are
all
part
you
of their
if
white
all
ticket.
you if all ladies, let me give you a little
Come on
tidbit.
with it, NJ.
If all you get is a good morning text and then a late night text of what you're doing, you're on the roster of people that they're just running down to see
You
who's
on a
free
roster.
see who's free for the evening. If you only get a late night text of hey boo,
Ooh,
what you got on, they just want to see if you're gonna come through, or they can come through so they can
listen,
come through. Now
we're
take that
trying
how
to
you
help somebody. We're trying to help ourselves and help somebody tonight. Y'all
take
share
that
this.
take that how you want to take it, because my sister said that is a parental advisory, so they only want to
Yep.
come through so they can come through.
Come on.
So
Come
therefore,
on.
you got to be strong enough to determine, if I only get a good morning gorgeous and then they go silent for hours, you are one of many that they're just going down to text.
They're
If
going down the line. That they are literally going down the list of I'm lonely right now. I'm lonely. Ain't nobody here. When this person says no, they go to the next. And they say no, they go to the next.
it's
Ooh, girl.
it's amazing when I get to telling the truth, then my Wi-Fi get to acting up.
The devil is a liar.
Not today, devil. Back to
Not
what I was
today.
saying. If they're only asking you what you got on, that's only because they want to come over. If they're never seen with you in the daytime, you are one of many, or you are probably the side piece. If they only text you and never call you, you are
Never
one
call.
of many. Check the signs. We got to stop being so thirsty for attention that we accept anything.
That's the thing.
Show
We are
attention to yourself.
thirsty. We are
Thirsty for
thirsty and we
attention.
are hungry. And unfortunately, there are people that we have allowed to fill those voids. We know deep down in our heart, we're not the only one. We know deep down in our heart, they don't really care about us on a deeper level, that they just want to supply their fiery loin needs. Yeah, I said fiery loins. It's the fiery loins texting you at night.
Yeah.
The fiery loins asking you what you're doing and what you got on, what you don't have on.
Yeah. Or send me a
Then,
picture. Stop doing
right.
that.
Then you get over there and you let your guard down. Let's talk about that. Let me put this on the line. Those of us who have tried or are trying to date without sex, you going over there
at night
in your booty shorts and your booty clapping like the choir
leggings.
company coming in. Boobers are out. It's more hanging out than hanging in. But you want him to have restraint. You're sending mixed messages.
Mm-hmm.
You already know what he's like.
Mm-hmm.
He's already shown, and no shade to all brothers. Every brother ain't like this. But
No.
there's a certain amount of brothers who have gotten away with not committing to any one woman per se.
Mm-hmm.
Or telling the woman that she's
Mm-hmm.
the only one.
Mm-hmm.
You can't tag him in nothing. You can't take him to your family. You
Mm-hmm.
can't talk to him in church because he don't know you all of a sudden. His breath smell like you. Ooh.
Ooh.
Oh. I did get my disclaimer right.
Yes, she did.
His breath smells like you, but he over there talking to somebody else.
In their
So
face.
this goes back down to self-love. This goes back down to self-esteem. Because if you don't love you and you don't care for you or think you're worthy of real commitment or worthy of one solid man, you're going to accept brother right now, as fine as he may be, as smooth talking. He talks smooth like Sweet Daddy from Good Times. And he's a charmer.
Yeah.
Right. And he ain't just charming you.
Yeah.
He got a whole roster and directory. He got multiple phones.
Stop ignoring the signs.
The signs are smacking you in the face.
It's okay if he's not the one.
Oh, Jesus.
It's okay if he said he loved you, but you see him loving other people. It's okay for you to say, okay, I'm done.
I'm done.
It's okay. You don't even have to. No is a complete sentence.
Yes, it is.
No, you don't have to add a comma to that to explain anything else. When you say no, when you say I'm done, when you say I'm good, when you say go on about your business, that's it. You don't have to explain nothing to nobody. You deserve what you deserve.
And let's go from this perspective. Your yes perpetuates the mess.
Absolutely.
Ladies, the more you yes the situation, the more you put fuel on this fire and you say it's okay for you to do this to people. I want to give an example without giving an example. Workplace romance. And you think he's just yours. I've been in offices where at least 5 to 6 women in the same department was dating the same guy. Even to the point where one of them had a child. Now, my desk sat across from said person who will remain nameless. So I got a front row view of all of the chicks that came sashaying by me to get to him. Booties dragging, pop locking and dropping like it's hot because they wanted his attention. And many of them knew that they were not the only object of his affection. But he charmed them so much in non-working hours that they would not let him go. Fast forward, I've heard that he's married one of the ladies. I know all of them. I love all of them as sisters or baby sisters. I did not get involved because they grown. And I let them do whatever they do. I just did a lot of praying because I knew somebody was going to get hurt. One of them almost lost her job over it and got mad and was trying to report him. Report him for what? Because you fell for him? I don't know if that's against any employment guide principle.
It's not.
You just fell for the wrong person.
You fell for the okie doke.
You fell for the oak. I don't think they could fire him for that. I mean, I don't know. Morally, is it wrong? Yes. But is it going against any of the company policy? Not that I can say. Not that I can say. So when I got in my training classes, and we would bring all the people in to introduce themselves, and he would come in and introduce himself, and he would walk out. The girls would be like, "Oh, Miss Tanya, is he?" No, leave him alone. If you want this job, you come here to work. Don't get caught up. Don't get caught up. Let Mama Tanya help you and just say, run, do your job, learn your job. You don't want to get caught up, because I've seen times where women find out about each other on the job or in the church, and that can go left very quickly. I'm talking altercations.
But
Altercations.
but can we put a pin in that real
Put a
quick?
pin there. Put a pin there.
Let's talk about church. Church is for church. Church is not for seeing how many people's pants you can get in.
Ooh, I got a drink to that one.
Church is
Let me
not
sip.
church is not about because you are well known in ministry, you try to sleep with however many women you can sleep with in that moment, or however many men you can whatever floats your boat. It's not the purpose of church. Church is not a social club.
Come
Church is for you to get there, get healed, and help somebody else. That's what church is for. Stop using positions and titles as an excuse to slut around. Please and thank you. That's not
Woo-wee.
what that's for. Keep your legs closed and any other body part, and go to church to be getting closer to God and have your personal relationship.
Wow.
Stop using your titles and your anointing and your calling to sleep with people, because God is not pleased.
Ooh.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
If y'all want to send y'all offerings in, because the word done gone forth. Workplace and church relationships have the potential to become very dangerous. Yes. Latricia Rice says that's real. The comments is coming so fast. I can't keep up. Okay. Let's we got 2 minutes. This is gonna have to be a part. Let me bring Sanette back up here. We're gonna have to have a part 2, because let me put a bookmark there, because she said a mouthful, y'all. What is happening is we are becoming mesmerized by clout, status, title, or whatever. And I know Nakori was right. I mean, we've come away from what the real church experience is supposed to be. And if you are using a title or a role in the church to get people to cohabitate with you, that's wrong. And then the
Okay.
one on the other side of that allows that to happen has a problem, because she should be able to say, excuse me, ain't you the and the answer is no. And how you getting up on the pulpit saying stuff and preaching and singing or whatever you're doing, and yet, and I'm not saying people are perfect, please don't get me wrong, y'all, but there are people who have directly used their position to obtain, to get dates or to get whatever. And let me just say this, the world is big and small.
Church world is small.
Why you think you ain't getting found out, sir, ma'am, while you think people ain't talking about your reputation, it's out there.
And
And it's
social
only
media
a
will
matter
tell
of,
on you.
girl, because you can't claim somebody and have them thinking that it's just y'all two, and y'all going out, and you don't think she gonna be like, take a picture, boo, hey boo, because she happy she with you, maybe she love you for real.
I know I came in on the tail end of what y'all said, but I was catching preachers and clergy in the club before social media. So it's words, like you said, the social media is words. But I used to, because I was in the club, and I would be in the club on Friday and Saturday, in the church praising the Lord on Sunday. I was doing that, and I would see them in there buying drinks, and then they preaching as the guest speaker on Sunday. I'm like, didn't I just see this fool in the club smoking a cigarette, and they up there preaching about this and that and cycling music? But dude, you was out there doing the wild right along with us. What you saying, dude? And I didn't say nothing. I didn't snitch on that dude. And he saw me and looked in my eye and was like, oh shoot. And I just tapped my head. Because I ain't gonna lie, I was looking at him because he was cute. That's why I remember what he looked like. Because he was cute and he knew it. So that's what social media is worse. They were watching folks back then.
Woo-wee. It's
Hey,
gonna have to be a part two, y'all. We ain't even got halfway down my notes as
we
always.
got to. This was good.
Oh my God. Because I this is what my rule used to be this. I'm married now, so I don't live in that dating life. But as I was asking God, has you forgotten and forsaken your single daughter? I can't say I didn't have attraction to people at church. But what would stop me from approaching them was, what if it's not reciprocated? I hated rejection so much.
Right.
If they didn't show the sign, they will just never know, and I would just have to move on, because I couldn't chance it, because I don't like being the aggressor.
And you don't want to make other people feel uncomfortable.
Right. We at church together. We praise the Lord and we swim. I don't want to make it feel like, oh, but there are church hoes. Hold on.
True.
I came in on the wrong part of this conversation, Jesus.
There are people in these churches that should be given the title of church hoe. Whore, if you really want to go.
Well, you can just drop the church part.
Right. Take that out.
And just call them what they are.
Right.
Call an ace, a spade, a spade.
Right.
If that's what you're doing in these streets like that, the church is just running walls.
I mean, it's funny that this is what you're talking about, because I promise you, right before coming up here, somebody sent me a whole live video of a pastor who is married, but he been approaching the women in his church. And I'm looking at the video and I'm just shaking my head the whole entire time, like, some of these people that's in leadership, I don't know who licensed them. Because I know you saw the wholeness before you licensed them.
Luke Skywalker licensed them.
And then some of them I do realize are just going and starting churches, ain't never been licensed by nobody. And so it's just like you sit back and you just look and you just like, Jesus, fix it. I mean, the blunt end of this whole scenario though is that this man is a bishop. He got a wife. He got a family with his wife. And now you done impregnated young girls in your church. But your wife didn't know, but now she know, because they all confronted her to tell her what was going on. So now you got your wife looking stupid because she didn't know. And now you got 3-4 girls in the church all about to have their babies at the same time, and you the daddy of the babies.
You right, Elder Rice. That's true. The devil goes to church too. When all the angels came to God to provide the report, Satan came as well, and he also provided the report in the book of Job. We need to stop expecting folk to be of God simply because they go to church. Yeah. Huge, Elder. Huge. Yeah. Now, and then what happens is, when the young lady gets pregnant, that's who suffers the most. Yeah. Put her out. You Jezebel. You got a Jezebel spirit.
Yeah. When you ain't talking about what's in him. No. Yeah, you ain't talking about what's in him. You talking about
his position. He keep everything. Oh, we're gonna pray for him. Call the elders and make a circle around them, and let's just get them right back up in the pulpit. And the poor young lady, she's ostracized, criticized, called fast, nasty, everything but a child of God.
But listen, let me tell y'all, just like Nicole was saying before I popped in, social media is exposing everybody.
Oh, you better believe it.
Because everybody's doing these little secret videos. You don't even know they looking at you having a conversation and the phone on.
Okay.
And posting the videos up, and now all your business out on Front Street.
Yes.
And you know what else?
Social media crying and whining, talking about, oh, I didn't know. God forgive me. God know that I'm human first, but no, you know who you are. You know who you're supposed to be, who you proclaiming to be. And at the end of the day, not that with God know my heart. Yep, he know you full of foolishness. Yep.
He know it all right. He know. Yeah. He's very aware.
And real quick too, you don't know who got a ring cam on their door catching you coming in and out of people's house.
Right.
Oh my gosh.
It's just too much.
They're taking pictures and videos.
But it's too much. First, I had a dream recently, and in the dream, a lot of leaders were dying because of the fact of what they're doing. And I've told people many times before, I truly am a firm believer that I feel like God will take you up out of here before you continue to mock his name. Before you continue to throw trash on his name. Right. And you saying that you do this and you living for him and this is for him, he will snatch you up out of here.
Yes.
And it's just that I don't believe that people have lost the fear of the Lord, period.
Right.
Yes. And I want to make sure people understand, I'm not saying that you should not date in your church. I'm just saying wherever you date, whether it's church, work, from the grocery store, cheese line, whatever, you need to be careful, watchful, and mindful. And don't do it in an area of desperation, because your desperation will attract the wrong
people.
And I'm talking about to the point where you could even date and marry a person and you attracted them, and you really probably shouldn't even have gone down the aisle at all. But because of your desperation and loneliness, you just wanted to be married so bad and to belong to many women. Just want to belong to somebody.
Yeah.
Want to be able to have someone say, she is my woman, my girlfriend, my wife.
And mean it.
Yeah.
And mean it.
But you know what, LSG? I had a girl say earlier, she said that she had been married before. She got divorced. But she said she was looking forward to being remarried. And when asked why, she said because she want to be led.
That's it.
That was her response. She said, because I want to be led. She said, but I want to be led by somebody that know who God is, that can cover me.
Okay.
Is not intimidated by me because I got my own money. I got my own house before they came along, and I don't need them to provide those things. I just need them to be my addition.
Wow.
And when she said that, the whole room got quiet because none of the men had ever heard any woman say something like that.
Right.
And so it's just the fact of, if y'all ain't never had a woman that got herself together, because that's how you know she got herself together. Actually have a conversation with you in a room full of single men and other single women, then what kind of women y'all been dealing with?
Well, for one, we don't have conversations like this. We don't come together and talk about dating, and we're going to do this soon with men and women. I think we need to have more dialogue, because I think we are misunderstanding each other, or we are, for a woman, she might be tired of some of the tricks, and for a man, he may be getting tricked too, because every woman ain't innocent.
Right.
Some women use their feminine wiles or whatever to get what they want.
Right. Social media has put a wedge between men and women, especially Black men and Black women. They have caused the narrative to be so aggressive and so just off-putting, just simply for likes. Right. So we got to learn how to get out of the social media and trying to prove something to each other and getting back to the purpose of a union.
Yeah.
We lost the purpose of a union to become one. Like she said, to be led by a man, to be able to put your guard down and say, I'm going to put it in his hands, because
Yes.
God is ordering every one of his steps, and what he says for our family to do, I trust and believe in it. It takes a lot to be able to put the guard down, to trust somebody to be able to do it, because unfortunately, we've had to do it on our own for so long.
Right. And I will say this too. I've had this conversation a few times. I've posted things on our singles page a couple times. People can debate about whether or not it is right or wrong to date more than one person. I'm going to tell you this. I wish I had. And I wish I had done it the right way, to where if you're going to, and when you're dating, you're gathering information. I'm not talking about getting in the bed with people.
Right.
When you start doing that, you've crossed the line. But why couldn't you say, okay, this young man comes to me and he says, I want to know your name. You have a beautiful smile. Would love to have a cup of coffee with you. In the older me, the LH before the G, I would be so enthralled over that one person that I cut everybody else out. Just out of, let's go have a cup of coffee. Oh, Lord, is this him? Thank you, God. They start prevailing and picking out wedding dresses and picking out caterers. Lord, this is it, Jesus. I would be so intense about it. They were like, I just want to have a little latte mocha cha-cha.
Literally, I just want to call
me. So sometimes our desperation can push people away because we are so obsessed with wanting to be married.
Right.
So in that case, I don't think it's wrong to say, sure, Tom, I would love to have a cup of coffee. And then here come Peter.
Yep.
Hi, ma'am. You know, I was watching you from the other side. You know, I've seen you come to work a few times. You seem really, really cool. My name's Peter. I work in that department. Would you like to just, you know, go and see a concert at the park and not feel guilty?
Yeah, because in your dating stage, you're not committed to nobody.
I ain't sleeping with neither one of them.
Right.
Okay? I'm not building this false narrative with either one of them. See, we get in trouble when we start lying to people, building up false hopes, saying you are the only one for me. Ain't nobody else got my eye.
Right.
Sleeping with them, and your nasty tail going in them raw, and then going into somebody else in the next 24 hours. Then you're going to come to the prayer line because you're itching, and church mother going to say, get out of here and get to the pharmacy.
That's it. That's it.
You're sitting up on Maury. On the Maury show.
Right.
But see, this the thing though. When you dating, you are doing just that. Dating. In your dating stage, you are not committed to nobody.
Come on.
And see, so a lot of people forget that, okay, well, when I'm dating, I can, you can date more than one person. You ain't committed to them. They ain't committed to you. And at the end of the day, when they leave your front door, I can guarantee you they're going to somebody else. So it's not just about you. And so you got to sit back and stop. You got to tell people to not sit back and put all your eggs in one basket. That ain't how that works. Not while you dating.
I wish I hadn't done that, because it's almost like, and I hate to use it like this, but you want a job. You put in one application and you waiting by the phone. Ooh, come on, Jesus. Come on, Lord. Come on, the phone going, ring phone, ring and ring. You put it, hey, I'm following up my application. What's the word? And you just so jacked up because that particular employer did not call you, but it had you put in a few more applications, you might be at a part where you can have a choice as to which job is best? Which one best suits my morals, my values, my core beliefs, salary, longevity, growth,
Benefits.
and benefits? So now I can say, okay, Lord, we got these 5 jobs on the table. I don't want to make a move without you. Lead me and guide me to where I should go. And even if I apply to different ones, I have not signed any documents yet.
That's it.
I haven't given no W-9s, I-9s, or I-10s, or any of that.
That's it.
I have just applied and maybe even went to an interview just to ask a few more questions, because the application is step 1. You got to get an interview to see, okay, now that I kind of like you on your website, but now I want to see what you're about in person and ask you a few questions that the website might not have gathered for me.
Right.
So I wish y'all, and I know it's no point of harboring over spilled milk, but a lot of times as women, because men do it, they date wherever they want. Not all men. Many men can date every woman on the block and don't have no remorse. But we sometimes get to a point where I know I did. I was so fixed on this one gentleman, and when he decided I was not what he was looking for, or he could have said, yes, you are, but I was on the roster like with the other girls. And even if you do date multiple people, don't sleep with them. And then if you start feeling like you love one, or you are gravitating towards one more than the rest, let the other ones go and stick with the one.
Yep.
That's called courting. That's the next level of dating. You were first, trying to kick it and see, do I like them? Are we cool together? Do they love the Lord? But then after
Make sure that person is right for you too.
Say it again, Snap.
Make sure that he's right for you too. He might not be right.
He might. Every saved man, saved women ain't for you.
Right.
Just because he may be saved, he may be able to preach heaven down. He may have all these titles, and that doesn't mean he's for you. You may just be meant to be co-laborers in the gospel, or just, congregants. I was so fixed on, if he was saved, it must be him. Oh, Lord. Oh, Jesus. It must be him. I'm going to go get my dress by faith, God. I'm going to go put my shoes on that way by faith, God. No, I messed myself up mentally with that mindset of everybody who showed any interest. I just latched on like a leech. I had to stop that. I was hurting myself, y'all.
Right.
I was hurting myself because the more attached I was, and if they rejected me in any way, the harder I felt.
Right.
The more depressed I felt, the more inadequate I felt. Dating is supposed to be fun. I'll say it again. Dating is supposed to have some fun.
Right.
A movie, a rib, a chicken leg, a concert. You want to see them in these different scenarios and different environments to see how they act. How else will you get to know them if all you're doing is these booty calls? And I know, y'all, it's because you saved don't mean your flesh ain't weak. Been there, done that.
Right.
But I'm telling you, I really believe that the reason why the commandment is that we don't have premarital sex, it wasn't because God didn't want us to have no fun. He wanted to save us from the agony.
Sure enough.
Because once you go that far with somebody,
it's hard to come back.
You receive back. And I ain't talking about just bodily fluids. It's
a soul tie. It's a soul tie created. Once you have became intimate with somebody, even if you become emotionally intimate, right?
Yes.
It's still a soul tie being created. When you create that soul tie, they're the hardest things to break. When you bring sex into it, it makes the soul tie worse.
Oh, Lord. You looking for them every day.
Yep.
Junebug, you ain't call me. You ain't text me. Where you at? At work. Oh, okay. 10 minutes. Hey, boo. What's up? What's up? I mean, they got our nose open now. Come on, ladies.
Mm-hmm.
Especially if it felt good. Can we just talk real talk, girls? I know some brothers and snuck in here. That's okay. But don't let it be enjoyable. Baby, you didn't call up all the bridesmaids. Said, meet me at Johnson's Bridal. I would call my best friend, like, girl, guess what? It's the real deal. She like, are you sure this time? Girl. Because she be like, girl, you done had me go get my dress 12 times. I ain't going to get nary a dress because they don't last, Latanya. So when I called her this time for real, when I actually got married, she was like, you sure? I mean, she was my best friend. And we've seen people come and go. And we've seen each other get hurt and devastated. Dating, I'm not in the pool right now, thank the Lord. But from watching my sisters post and from interacting with single people, men and women, I think we're confused. I think we need to talk and exchange dialogue and say, what are we doing? First of all, we're not enemies. That's going to be a show.
Okay.
We're not enemies. Yep. I don't want to come into this thinking that you are my baby daddy and getting mad at you because you this and you that. I don't want to penalize you for what he didn't do. Right. I want to give you a clean slate. I want you to give me a clean. I am not your baby mama 1, 2, 3, or 4. So let us get acquainted, single people. Have conversations. Go out with the groups. We used to think that group dating was so lame. It ain't. It's
and
not.
make it so much more easier to disappear.
Yeah. We gotta go back old school. I think that group dating is a great idea.
If we can just go with the more, nothing wrong with social media, let's be honest. But we need to do more face-to-face stuff.
Face to face.
Because we're not, texting is okay, but all that little LOL is cute for a minute. But I need to know that you really.
If we're gonna get to know each other, you can't go from how you doing to can I come over? Right. Ooh, we gonna help somebody tonight. And how do I know? Because I've been there. I haven't been married that long. I have a 20-year-old and only been married 5 years. Do the math. So I've been in this dating pool. I've messed up. I've been lonely. I've invited people over when I shouldn't have. And if you got kids, you definitely got to be extra careful.
Okay, super.
Who you are letting, and you think these kids asleep? Yep.
They hear everything. They be standing right at the door looking through that little peephole with the kids.
Every closed eye ain't sleep.
Okay.
Mama, we heard some noise and we was gonna call 911. Uh-oh. Okay. Just be careful, y'all. I know what it feels like to want somebody to be loved. We were built to want to be loved. We're built to love and to be loved. That was God's plan. But how you do it and how you approach it is everything. I got hurt so many times because I allowed people into a vulnerable place that didn't deserve to be there, y'all. Right. My own low self-esteem, my own lack of self-confidence took control in my dating life. I wish I had had more fun and loved myself more and enjoyed later on in my dating life. I went to the show alone. I had dinner alone and was fine.
Another is cheaper too.
You better believe it, because I don't eat that much.
Okay, I can enjoy the food by myself.
Listen, and you never know who else is treating themselves and may start a conversation with you at the restaurant.
You can go in there to the restaurant and get a free meal because someone might see you by yourself and offer to pay for your meal. So you go in there and eat for free.
You never know.
You never know. At least that's what happened to me. When don't have to be my birthday, I get a little drinky drink too. And then my meal be free. A free meal, free Sunday, and a drink.
Hey, no, it tastes better when it's free. We got to
Okay.
to establish a real connection. We gonna have to actually have conversation, and that's why this is called Critical Conversations in GirlChat Weekly, because we're getting into these situationships.
But you gotta have true conversation.
It's gotta be real.
Yep.
Open, real, honest, real dialogue.
Yes, true conversation.
For real, not just that surface. What you doing? What you got on? Where you at?
Stop lying. Everybody just need to stop lying. Tell the truth. It ain't for you. It ain't.
If that's all you're getting in your inbox from your person, they only want sex. You already know what's up. I don't have children. However, I think your kids are your biggest protector. Yes, and yes. When my mom was dating prior to getting married, I was like, who that is?
Listen, because my nieces and nephews, what's your intention with my aunt?
See?
Okay, that's how they went. And they ain't even mine. You act like I gave birth to you, sir.
Yes. And with Gabby, one thing about kids, you think you are hiding your emotions. Gabby knew when I must have had an argument with a dude, because my whole demeanor was off. I put so much into wanting to be wanted and allowed it to literally crumble me inside to where it affected my home life with my child, who gonna be there whether they're not.
Okay.
We can't do that.
But you got so many women that do. I know women that switch up because you got a dude now.
Oh,
before, when you didn't have no dude, you cool. But when you got a dude, it's about that dude. You act like you ain't even got no friends.
Simone, you felt the Holy Ghost, girl. I felt that too. I felt it too, Simone. We're gonna get off of here. I as always, I got a bunch of notes here. But we had to go down deep because I really believe we need to talk more about dating. Even go out with, if your church has a singles ministry, go out.
Yep.
And don't go out with the purpose of just saying, oh, that was right there. You was mine. Don't do that. Just go out. If you trust God to do everything else, trust him to bring the right person to you. Have some fun. I did not have fun. Yes, Simone, it's going to be a part 2, child. This probably going to go up to 25 because it's so layered. Because enjoy when a good concert come to town. Is Kirk Franklin coming to your town with Tamla Man and the tour? Go get you a ticket and go with the people to the concert. Get you a group together.
Because I'm going.
Listen, by faith and through grace, I shall be in the place.
Yes,
I gotta go. I want to thank my sisters as always, Sinette and Corey. I love you, Coco, Fred Beatty in the comments, helping me navigate because y'all was talking tonight. I couldn't even keep up. Thank you all for watching. If I didn't get to your comment, forgive me. I'm gonna go back and respond to everything. Yes, please join Simone on her page. Her podcast is called Digging Deep, the live series, and follow and share. She is one of our great supporters, so we are definitely going to support her. And proud of you in your endeavors, bringing some really heavy but good topics, Simone. Keep doing the good work. We'll be back. I will be back tomorrow. There will not be a Saturday Critical Conversations due to me celebrating my anniversary with Let Us See.
Come on.
So tomorrow night will be our Critical Conversations with Dr. Crystal Lawson, my sister. She's a licensed therapist. We are talking about open wounds and willing vessels.
Oh,
we are going there tomorrow, so be sure you meet us back here. I love you all. If you enjoyed yourself, let us know. Comment, like, share, subscribe on all of our platforms. Trailblazers with the Z Radio, My Life Has Destiny, Curvy, Royal Entertainment and Travel Services, Fred Beatty. We all got shows. Pretty much every day something is going on. So just subscribe so you can be in the place. Simone says, not live video broadcast, but live as in live. Psalms 118:17. All right, got you,
Okay.
got you. All right. So follow her profile and her Digging Deep page. Thank you to all of you for hanging out with me. This is how I fight my battles. Good conversation helps me. This is where I am in my zone, my happy place. So I thank you for everything. Thank you, Elder Teresa. 9/14 is the big day. It'll be 5 years. I am grateful for the journey. I love y'all. For those who are single in the Detroit metro area, metropolitan professional Christians, Metro Detroit professional Christian singles, go on over there and request to join. That is the single page that I made when I was single. Married couples, go on over to My Forever Love and join there. And we're doing some things over there as well. If you are looking for a place to hang out with sisters, you got GirlChat Weekly has our own page now. We have our book club now. It's not too late to join. We are being blessed by the book Girl Mogul, learning about confidence, commitment, and community. So lots of great things going on, and I give God glory for it all. Also, my sister Quint's conference is September 23rd, Coco.
Yep.
I believe it's at 5 p.m.
5 p.m.
All right. So you need to follow, and there's a flyer circulating on her page. My Life Has Destiny. Please join. Coco and I are two of her speakers. Overseer Dr. Kim will be in the house. It's going to be amazing. If you joined Coco's conference, you still on the floor. If you was in that room, your eyelashes still won't stick because we had a time. Hey, Quint. Let me get her comment up here.
Yes, it is going to be fire.
Okay, the comments be moving, y'all. Lord have mercy, I can't keep up. Hold on.
Trust me. And again, it will be available for replay for those of you that will want it.
Help me see.
In order for you to get the replay for free, you have to register.
Yes.
If you are not registered, then you will not get the replay for free. It will be, there is a fee for you to get it if you want the replay afterwards.
Okay. All right. QuintJones.com//events. It is going to be fire. So I will see you all back here tomorrow night as we talk about open wombs and willing vessels. What are we doing as we are in leadership? We're in the corporate America. We're bleeding all over each other. We're not taking care of our mental health. We're going to go there with Dr. Crystal, and we're going to have a good time. So good night to everybody. I love you. And
Before
thank you.
Go, LHD, tell the folks how to find you. Tell the folks to find you on AMP.
You know what? Let's talk about this AMP real quick. If y'all have not downloaded the AMP app, Coco be finding all these little things. And thank you, Latricia. I appreciate y'all. AMP is like a radio station. You have your own private radio station, y'all. You can create your username. Mine is VERTUOUS. Virtue is with an E, not an I. And that's been my stage name for a long time. Come on over there. Holy Ghost Fire. That's Coco. Fred, put your name in the comments.
Fred is Mr. Beatty.
Mr. Beatty at Quint's.
And Quint is Quint Jones, I believe.
Quint Jones. When you download it, and Simone is powerful.
Powerful. Yeah.
When you download it, y'all, you pick your username, kind of like Instagram-ish, and you get to pick what kind of music you want, what topics you want. You can talk in between the song, like you can podcast in between the songs. You can go R&B, you can mix it up, you can do so much. It is addictive. And we have Quint Jones is doing her morning worship at 10:30. I put it on doing my chores. It's just amazing. And you get followers and you just have a ball. Many of us have been depressed because we don't do nothing fun. I invite you to join AMP and follow all of us and introduce fun back into your daily life.
Yep.
The more positive memories you put in your head, the more you push out the negative ones. You want to get to where the negativity has no room.
Thank you,
No
Simone.
room in the end. It ain't got ain't no space for you. Like our Savior. Wasn't no room in the end. You've been knocking on the door, ain't no room. You want to get to the point where you are engrossed in the things of God and having fun to where negativity don't even get in the door with you. But you got to be able to do that. That ain't nobody can do that for you. You got to make it to where negativity can't slide in. And we have so much fun. Don't do old school R&B. I came on with Come and Talk to Me, the cover.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. Baby,
Listen.
don't play. Don't play. Because
Listen, y'all got to check out her show.
You got it, man. We have a ball. I am the only church mother who loves secular music. And I bet you I make it in before you.
Listen, I do too. Look, I'm whole live married. I can't do things with my husband to church music.
Listen,
okay.
Shirley Caesar don't belong in the bedroom.
Thank you.
Okay. You need some Silk, some Jodeci, some Luther.
Listen.
If I can't play Luther for the choir, then we can't bring Shirley in the bed.
Listen.
Okay.
Y'all got to check out her show, though. I promise you, y'all won't be. Check out all our shows. Y'all will not.
Check out all our shows. We have so much fun. Music is medicinal. There's something about music that makes us all feel. I don't care what ethnicity you are, what culture, what religion. There's something universal about and old school music takes you back to a time when life was just like chill. Tribe Called Quest, De La Soul. Come on, X-Clan. Don't let me do an old school rap. Don't play. Come on, MC Light. You can cha-cha-cha to this mighty grok.
Listen, what you talking about? Queen Latifah, UNITY.
Well, Roxanne Shante. Don't forget about Roxanne Shante.
Listen, we gotta go. Just follow us because we do a whole lot of good stuff and fun stuff. Just be in the know. That's all I can say. Don't miss nothing. Okay, it ain't no excuse for you to be downtrodden and hanging low. Because if you come on up in here with us, something's gonna be said or done that will lift you right on up where you belong. So I'm gonna bid y'all good night. I love you, sisters. I love you, and I'll see y'all tomorrow. Bye, everybody.
Bye.